application.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time to do your business, Lord. We pray that you give each and every one of us wisdom, love beyond what we have, and Lord, help us to make good decisions for the public and do your will. In your precious and powerful name we pray. In Jesus' name.
It's passed on the pledge since I'm not searching through his office for flag. We're holding, we're good.
Not really, but I will.
And we do have a quorum, but we have two that are out so far, and that's Jack McCall and Kenny Stafford at this time. And the next order of business we have is the approval for the January 20. Is the approval for our January 2023 meeting minutes that were sitting in the packet.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
First and a second. First by Ms. Hooper, second by Mr. White. All in favor say aye.
Uh,
Motion carries. Next order of business is our approval for our January 2023 financial reports. Tommy, do you have anything that's unexpected?
No, we're about 13.4% ahead of our expenses versus our income versus expenses, so we're in pretty good shape. And that's some of it's probably due to we had a rate increase to cover the cost of the tanks.
what's my one?
Yeah.
Just
And
saying.
we probably had a good month with the already cold.
You don't get free water.
Not probably, but- Oh, no.
What I tell everybody.
Yeah. I got you, I was a little slow there.
I get free water being on the board. You come to town.
I've been missing something then.
Here's your cell phone number.
I'm just glad to get a call when I got a leak. How about that?
I know,
I'm happy.
that would happen before I was leaving there, so.
Motion to approve the January finances.
I have a first, may I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Gregory is second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed, motion carries. Next order of business is our water loss report for January 2023. It's in your packet.
We got, y'all got November, December, and January, we reporting on. I think our new meters went in down at the plant, we finally got a good month. We need a couple more months to see how that data looks, but we had one of the lowest months we've had is 25.8%. And I believe between the two meters, the last good reading we had, they're about, if I didn't get in front of you, I believe it's about 4 or 5% difference between the raw meter and the finished meter. So that's better than it's been in a long time. But I think we need a couple more months to see how that goes, see if that fixes something. And there's a lot of things that can change how that calculates. Because we did have a high month
Like you said,
here.
55 and just.
You get, like on that, your sales comes in at a higher rate, like 27,
Okay.
and it little, look here, it's low.
31.
And that was that due to a lot of the freeze and stuff, people had a lot of water usage. A lot of things can change it, so we need a couple of good months of looking at it. But that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Anybody have any questions for him? All right, our next order of business is engineering report, Evan White, Mid-10 Engineering.
I don't have nothing, I'm waiting on, as he said, the affidavit from the paper to turn into SRF for their approval. So I've got everything from the contractor, his disadvantaged business where they have to solicit them. I've got all their certified copies of that, and so everything's together except for the paper's affidavit. Once I get it, I can submit those to SRF, and SRF will approve the project. They're well aware of everything. We done seen everything. It's just paperwork. And at that point, we consider pre-construction for the tank job. And nothing on ARP projects, and so we're still waiting to see on those 4. Tommy set in on a 141 project, and I think he said they was pushing it down maybe to August or something.
Yeah, the, river, crossing the river bridge here, I think August will be the new letting for the project, so they've extended it out some, I think that's right. I think it's supposed to be March, but it's moved up to August, May or whatever,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
it's
so.
moved it up.
They still didn't give us a contract, so
Okay,
y'all a contract.
that'll affect the
We've
budget
been,
then.
they've asked us to approve
Year to
some
year.
expenses or something that where we've been paid, and I have looked, we've looked. We cannot find proof of it, and then I went to Cindy's office, and she gave me where the county had that money come through, and I dug through 5 years of data, looked through every sheet of paper she had for 5 big old folders, and I found 2 bills, and I sent it to him, and he said that sufficed, and then at the meeting, they said they didn't know if it's gonna suffice or not. That's what's holding it up, I think, they're not give us a contract, cause they're wanting to prove, which they should have the data too, they wrote the checks. But, it went through the county, that's how it does when money passes through the county, it goes to the water company, it goes through Cindy's office. And that's how I found proof of those, that's the only way I could find it, and I sent it to him.
You know, it was like 2010 or 2013.
Yeah, it's in between the years of 2010 to 2015, I went through all those years, and I even asked the man, do I need to look further any other years, and he said, no, he thought that's fine. But, then I got a little different answer when they met in that meeting, but I still hadn't heard. I told them I don't care to look, but that's how we found it, and technically the state wrote that check, so they ought to know what it is. Too, I mean, it should be in their ball court to know it, as much as we would.
It is a state, though.
But no, we've not heard no more back about it.
So that's all the projects I've got updates for.
Do those go through Black Cat too? Do all their the state grants now, are they going through Black Cat?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm not familiar.
Anything else?
That's all I got. I'll take questions on anything y'all got.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The general manager's report is our next order of business.
I said, it was brought up last month about CDs and rates that went up. We had a real low CD rate, 0.34, 334, or 344, 349, excuse me. I sent y'all that email traffic where Miss Emily, that conversed with the bank. And what they would do, they would roll it over at no penalty to 4.75 or something like that. But I went ahead and got 2 quotes locally, because that's as quick as I could do for the meeting from the 2 banks. And y'all can look at what they offer in the competition type situation.
You won't get much more than that, outside the county,
And that don't mean y'all have to accept that. We didn't go to all the banks we did the last time,
that's pretty good deal.
but they're not going, if you keep it at that bank, there's no penalty, it rolls right over into 4.75. But she can open these and y'all can look at what they've offered to decide.
So Wilson Bank and Trust has completed the document, the 12-month, 8-month. 12-month is 2.25, 30 days interest penalty free. Penalty for early withdrawal, 18-month is 3.5, 90 days interest penalty for early withdrawal. 24 months is 4.05 with 100 days interest early withdrawal penalty, not applicable for 30-month, but they have a 36-month, 3.25, 180 days interest free. And this was signed on 2/13/23. Rates are good as of February 13th. Rates quoted are subject to change. It does not show an expiration date. Not asked, but it just asked for the date of today. And then the next one is, and that is for all 3 premiums, 500, 1 million, and then 1.5 million. And First National Bank starts at 4.25 with 0 penalty, and and, it's dated at 2/15/23. So,
Well, I say we go with First National.
First National Bank is at 4.25, which is the largest return on all three premiums. And I'll pass this around.
In this email, they're saying 4.5%, they will bump us to 4.5% on our current CDs and not change the maturity rates, but we can change the maturity rate for 12 months out and go to 4.75.
We can ask them if you honor that original thing and not mention anything about this.
Hmm?
You might can ask them if they'll honor the original transfer.
Yeah, I'm gonna ignore that, I'm gonna go with this. I didn't see that.
So thank you for that, and
So that's just for 12 months.
yeah, it's just saying for 12 months,
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
just
say,
for 12 months.
it doesn't say for all of
I don't
them,
think they
so.
really want to go long term on something.
Yeah, cause it's higher.
We have one that is 0.34, but it's the one that's about to expire.
They all, both of them will go out this year, within a few months here, that one at the end of the year.
1.34 is December of this year.
Yeah, one's at December, one's at
No.
August.
Going on. Are they both at First National?
The ones are currently at First National.
Could we not talk to them about rolling the two together?
I think the total money is 1.6 million, isn't it? Close to that.
We talked about at one time keeping them separate for different eligibility of usages.
If you pulled one, you didn't want to get penalized for both of them.
Listen,
And you still have money in our bank.
Or at worst,
About $1.2 million.
at the very least, I would say the one that's December maturity, that's the larger one anyway.
Yeah.
If we let it go to 4, whatever, you're only moving your maturity date out 2 months to gain a lot of interest on your larger CD. And then maybe leave the smaller one that's gonna mature in August anyway. Keep it separate for the reasons we outlined before, and then hopefully rates hold and you can do something with it then.
Wasn't the penalty only like 100 days though? So as long as you keep it in there 100 days, it don't matter before that expires.
Pull that without penalty after so many days.
I didn't see anything in here about penalties from First
One of them
National.
was that way, wasn't it?
and the Wilson
Wilson Bank
Bank.
was eat up with penalties. Yeah, no penalties or fees. Yeah, what would you think about that?
My point was you could put them together, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, you wouldn't get penalized if you wanted to pull them out. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, put them together.
Draws more interest.
Mm-hmm. And you're not, you got money, we got money to help cover our project up here that's about to start in there. And you'll have some more rolling in.
I would just verify with First National if there are no penalties. Right, it says it right here, this evening.
Wilson Bank at first one, it's at 4.
I'm sorry.
It's 4.05 for a 24-month CD.
What First National said.
4.25 for a 12-month CD on this one.
See, in here it says 4.75.
That's if we just roll it over.
That's if it's a rollover.
I didn't know what we'd get with this, and I wanted to see.
0.5% on $1 million. And like I said, on that one, it doesn't mature till December the 18th, and we're only talking about pushing your maturity date out 2 more months. February 24.
last time we did this, we went more than the two banks.
Correct.
Because we probably knew the rate was gonna be that low, that 0.3.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be low, we was hoping to get it
Yeah,
better.
11 or 12 of them,
Yeah, we
didn't we?
went several with, that would respond,
Mhm.
not all of them.
Right.
respond. I think we got maybe 6 to 8 back that responded.
Maybe, yeah.
That was what we sent out. And it ended up being First National had the highest rate here in town. But it was still that 0.349. That was the time when everything was bottomed out. And it was, everything was, or it was mature and we needed to do something. And that's, I wonder what they put in that in. Don't want to. Maybe I think.
Right, at worst, you're gonna get, what you think, 4
4 and a quarter,
4.25.
and at best, you're gonna get 475.
and the money's already at that bank, it'll be a lot simpler paperwork wise. I honestly think you might be able to squeeze that other 0.5% out of them. Tell them that's what the sign out front said. You want me to negotiate? I think you need to just leave the other one alone. Cause it matures in August and it's not a terrible rate, it's not near as bad as this one. We're talking about going another 10 months at 0.349.
.349 rollover? Or the,
I don't know.
no, the first one,
Yeah, and it's,
yeah, the .349 rollover now
and it's your larger one anyway, that's your biggest bang for your
for
buck.
her email promise of 475,
Yes.
4.75.
Yes, still on there with it. And you might want to turn down these and accept that if she'll take it. I don't know, what do you need to do, you reckon? These are two quotes.
I'm fine if it just comes back at the 4 1/4, I mean, you're still nearly 4%.
Well, I believe we asked for the 4.75 since it's in writing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
just,
I was
what is
gonna
this,
say,
why do you think we asked for, are you all comfortable with asking for the one that's the .349 at this time? That's about to,
No, it's got your longer term,
it does have a long term.
we're gonna lose more money there. This one's at a decent rate and it matures in August and it's for a smaller amount of money. This one, the bigger impact.
Put it on the floor. That's what you
I
said.
don't do motions, I just say. Well, I'm not sure how to word it, I mean, cause if we say the 475, then he's gotta go back to him, then won't we have to wait till next month's meeting?
Go back and just see if we can get the 4.75 for the,
I don't think it's gonna drop in a month.
Well, I guess if you look at these and you don't wanna accept those, and you say, try to see if you can get that, if you tell me to do that, I'll go ask. If they do it, it'll just roll over.
I'm gonna,
So we can authorize him tonight to go ahead and roll it.
And roll it over at 475.
yeah,
If they would-
That's what I'm saying, it's in writing, 4.75.
She said she would if we just rolled it over. Now that might, we asked for this after the fact, cause I thought it's that high, they might be a little better play between the two banks, but it was a little lower here.
A little disappointing, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, I can, if y'all instruct me, I have to do what you tell me to do, but I can take that back and say they'd like to roll it over if you. still
based on the
want it.
fact, there we have 3 4 figures here, 3 figures of 4. One from an email, and then which one, that one email is from one who submitted. But I would recommend you go back and request for the rollover.
So we will turn these two.
Do you need
down.
that in a motion?
If you would.
Right.
Just instruct me what to do.
Can I get a motion for him to go back for the 4.75 email offer on the 1,048,313.69 at the current 0.349% rate?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Uh,
Motion carries. Thank you.
And just see, we moved into the building yesterday, getting everything, we had a little chaotic day yesterday, a little better today. But,
And then that way,
we'll have our open house on March the second. March the second.
Cook a
It
hamburger.
went in the paper, I believe, today.
Cook a hamburger.
What day is that on?
I'll do it if that's what you want. Hot dogs, man, I got a grill, I do that, so it's my fun.
What?
We probably will do something,
Try to bake potatoes.
we'll pick something for fun. But that's our open house day, the second. I tell that right, ain't I, anyway, check myself. But it's in the paper this week, I think they also noticed.
You do know that's the legal day,
I don't have to be here. Them ladies can do everything without me, that's for sure.
you just gonna have the burgers ready for them.
So you have moved in over here?
Yes,
So March the second, I can actually finally see the building.
You
yes.
can go see
You
it
don't
now.
see it anytime you want.
Well, you may not get in there now.
They work, they need to work.
I'll let you in tonight.
No, sir.
And then, also March the second, that's why he's mentioning that, there is a meeting about that, the regional funding, or we call it regional funding, it was the 219 or 319 money that the government gave the area, the region for water needs, and, possibly whatever we get together and decide, there could be a regional concept to help get water all the way to Portland. We don't know where it's gonna go yet, but, me and Evans had several conversations about how it could go. But, we did put funds in there, if y'all not familiar with that, we put money in there to build a water plant. We put money in there to do other things in the county, with water lines and stuff. That was
Yeah.
what we submitted to that project, but there is, that money's also meant to give regional front water to other neighbors. It's $178 million that they give from the federal government, through the Army Corps, it's approved through Congress.
On over $1 million.
And this would be a joint effort from all the communities, Portland, Westmoreland, the people that don't need water issues. And we're on the river, of course, so we'll be kind of the source. And since we're need to build a water plant ourselves, we need to decide, we're gonna build one big enough for everybody, we're gonna build our own, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna approach this, how we're gonna get it done. All I know from TDEC is all they really expect, I was trying to get some anticipation from them, I talked to Mr. Baker. And all I could get was, we need to decide and have a decent plan, it needs to be functioning and cost efficient and all that. That's about all I got from him. Until we submitted the project and they'll probably pick it apart. That's how it goes. But that's what that meeting will start. Jack's be present, I'll be present, and the engineer will be present. And anybody, I don't know if anybody else can go if they want to, I'm sure you might can.
Where's the meeting at?
Even somewhere, John.
They are having dinner somewhere, I can't remember.
I gotta work that day, I can't make it.
It might be, I don't know if it's in Portland area or where.
Sumner County,
It's
something.
in Sumner County somewhere.
Yeah.
And this all ties in, we're trying to get our permit, we were gonna file for about a 5 million gallon, that was our plan. But there'll have to be a bigger intake built if we're gonna help feed everybody else, it's not gonna do everybody. But our intake currently will do 5 million gallons, we can get a Corps submit, we gotta submit to the Corps sometime to get a bigger pool anyway, that was our goals. But see, all this planning may change that, so. And what we are gonna do, what we're not, we expect that everybody might get together, put their heads together and get a plan. But that's what this first meeting's starting us off at.
Is this the first meeting that they really kind of?
No, we've had meetings before, but, that was trying to get the money and talk about how to go about it. We never had no solid plan other than this prospect come up to try to get this funding and see if we could get it. Now that we got it, we didn't realize that we thought it died, I actually thought it died. But, they snuck it in a defense bill.
Okay.
And it got approved. So,
Makes perfect sense.
So we got approved with Congress, I reckon, and now the president signed it, so it's, now we did find out that there's no time limit on it, is what I understood. I talked to the Army Corps guy that's over the project. We'll submit projects and they'll let us start doing the work, and they'll submit money to Congress to get pulled from that money. And my understanding is that there is no time limit, that's what I was told. That might change, you never know. We're dealing with the government, so we never know. But we'll see how it goes, that's just all I know about it.
Any insight you wanna add?
Nope. We don't know at this point,
We
really.
don't know really. I mean, that's what we were told. The Corps will be involved in it, TDEC will be involved in it. And the Corps, the money will come through the Corps, I believe. They'll submit money to the government for the project pools, and they'll administrate the money, I think.
They're gonna make us turn in a preliminary engineering report.
Yes.
And it's gonna have to have alternative analysis is done and cost benefit deals done
Mhm.
to make it make sense, so.
We've been looking at how other utilities are formed. I've been looking at Duck River Utility District. They're a wholesaler. They just have a big water treatment plant. They sell to two big people. Those people sell to other people. And how they do that. And I think some of the concerns of some of our neighbors' communities, they actually do take care of all the monitoring compliance for them. So they do all the environmental stuff. That one place does all that. They help coordinate it. The actual utilities do the work. We bring them samples, they do all, make sure, because their water is the water that's going everywhere, so they're making sure that quality's good. That's the problem with water that travels a long way. The older it gets, the more chances of contaminants building, especially with chlorine and disinfection byproducts. We gotta figure out how to overcome those problems. And there is the thought of they want to pump raw water. They just treated it on their sites, but and with all this PFAS stuff, I don't know, would it be better to have one plant that takes care of all that, and then you just send your water up and treat it? We need to design the plant to the best technology to get the best water quality we can get, so when it goes farther out, it'll last long. And there's ways maybe to deal with that when it gets further out. Put polishing filters in, refilter it where you go into your system and re-coordinate it, and then clean it up a little bit, and it'd still be good quality water. It all comes down to cost and how effective that is and all that. There's all kind of ways to look at it.
Anybody else? We don't have anyone from the public I'm not today, so, board members, anybody have anything?
Next meeting, Tuesday, March.
Should be back to normal.
Back in normal.
I hadn't figured out what normal was yet.
Well, the first, second
Second
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Every
Second
second
Tuesday.
Second Tuesday.
We got out of whack because of that. We had to do the bid session.
It's all good.
March 14th.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, March
great.
14th.
It's a fun day for me, the day before the 15th. Bring alcohol. March 15th is my worst, but that's okay.
Doing after him.
What? Yeah, I got here tonight, hey, I'm glad.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you got out of that bad weather too,
Yeah,
because they were
glad you
calling
got
for some
back
bad
safe.
stuff out that way.
The thunderbolt that hit the transformer got us out of it. When the building went dark, there was enough to leave. No, I thought I had a fair board meeting tonight, and I had committed it first.
Okay.
And then they let me know that they had moved it to next Thursday night, and I forgot to tell me, so it worked out.
Look that.
It's all great.
Well,
Motion to adjourn?
motion carried.
Motion adjourned.
Second.